Now, experts are warning of dire implications for water supply in the Greater Accra region following the indication by the Ghana Water Company that fecal matter is making its way into the water treatment plant. The area serves as a source of for 8% of potable water supply to the residents of Accra. However, unlike initial reports that silting is accounting for the erratic water supply we're seeing, there are fresh indications that the situation is being complicated. Here's what the managing director of the Ghana Water Company, Dr. Clifford Brimer, said to us on Newsfile over the weekend.
Galamsey menace, we must expand it, because if you really want to get our water bodies, it must be comprehensive. If you go to Tamale, Dawuni, it is not Galamsey, it is Sanwini. And Ghana Water Company Limited gives to water resources abstraction fees. What it means is that the state is telling Ghana Water Company that the resource from which you are taking your raw water to treat for citizens is not yours. And that is why there's a fee we pay on a monthly basis to the person who regulates the use of the water. So why will people come working around that resource, and the people who regulate its use are not being involved?
Okay.
And so we need to do that. And
right.
It has to broaden it beyond Galamsey and look at other activities. If you go to the Densu, Weja, it is not Galamsey,
right.
but the water there is polluted. Have to use more chemicals to be able to get the sediments out of the water, to get the clean water to your home. That's one. And so cost has risen. Two, the water that is supposed to come to your home is going to be reduced because now the process loss has increased. What it means is that if you have 100 liters of water that you process under normal circumstances, the process loss should be 5%. And so 5 liters will be thrown back into waste, and then 95 will be sent into consumers. Let's assume each person is taking 1 liter. So you have 95 people to serve. If you go to Odaso now, specifically, we do 50% process loss. And so from this 95% that we're supposed to have, we are having only 50 liters to send. So instead of 795 people, you can only serve adequately 50 people. So if you have a population of 95, you are serving, whether you like it or not. If everybody's demand in a day is 1 liter, you will have to shut some people, and then the other people can get, else people will not get water.
So imagine drinking from a source polluted with human excreta. How bizarre. You may be asking this question if you're watching from home, but this is the sad reality of the Densu River. Farmers and fisher folks along the river are worried over the continuous pollution of the water body. The Ghana Water Company Limited raised similar alarms that many houses along the riverbank were channeling their fecal matter directly into the river. According to fishermen, their harvest has dwindled in volumes owing to these activities along the river body. My colleague Michael Ashali visited the Weja area and its environs and filed the following report.
This is the Weja Dam, also called the River Densu. This is the largest source of water for the Ghana Water Company as it tries to make water available to millions of homes in the Greater Accra region. But that work is under threat. Many people are putting up their houses very close to this source of water, contaminating it with their sewage water as well. It's increasingly making it difficult for the Ghana Water Company to treat the water here. It tells us that it's now had to use millions of Ghana cedis to treat the same quantity of water because of the activities of not just encroachers, but individuals who are deliberately channeling their sewage water into the Densu. There's been attempts in the past to try to safeguard the sanctity of the water. The Forestry Commission, through the Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources, planted trees along the riverbank. But we understand many people have decided to cut them down to get access to the river. Again, there's been attempts from the Ghana Water Company to try and fish out individuals responsible for the illegal channeling of sewage into the river body, some of whom have faced court. But that doesn't seem to be enough. The Ghana Water Company is warning that should these activities not end as soon as possible, two things will happen. One is either you don't get enough water through your pipes, or two, you're going to have to pay more for the same quantity of water. Whilst the Ghana Water Company is concerned about the activities of individuals very close to the Wager River, it appears that more buildings continue to spring up, like the one that you see behind me, uncompleted, but works are still ongoing. The question is, how do these people get permit to build in a restricted area like this? At Joma, some fisher folks who grow their fish on the river are concerned over the continuous pollution of the water. Richard Amebo is a fish farmer.
We need to protect the water because when it's contaminated, the fishes will not survive in the water. They will all die and you lose all your money. So we are watching every angle that no one put anything, toilet or anything into the water so that we get a clean water and work here. You can see many women come here, they depend on us here to survive. Yes.
Richard is also secretary to the Landlords Association at Joma. He says they have earmarked a large portion of the riverbank to serve as a greenbelt to stop the further encroachment of the Densu riverbank. He says government must also come in to help their efforts.
I can say in the first place, we have a nice business here. But nowadays, it's not easy for us at all. You know, the Densu River is from Atiwa Forest, passing through the Densu in Sawam here. So the sources where they are coming from, what they are doing here is also impact of the affection of the water. And at times to the Galamsey they are doing. When you go to eastern region, that's it, a river enters into the Densu, and they are doing Galamsey. So at the same time, it comes here. And the waterwise people, to when they treat their water to, the remainder is coming into the water. So you see that these days at all, we are not taking the business for granted at all. It's very hard for us to get something out of it.
They are hoping that something will be done about this as soon as possible, else it won't just be doom for those who want water through their pipes, but also for fish farmers who work on the Densu River. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Ghana's fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, has been called out by a section of the public who are calling for a more potent way of dealing with the menace. Recently, experts have warned that Ghana may soon need to import water since majority of the water sources have been heavily polluted. In the western region, it has one of the arguably biggest illegal mining sites in the country, and water sources there have consequently been heavily polluted with toxic chemicals used by the miners in their operations. In the following report, which was first aired in 2019, my colleague Latif Idris tells the story of how illegal mining activities have denied locals of potable water sources.
The western region has about the largest number of illegal small-scale miners. Pristia, Bogoso, Takwa, Wasa, Diaso, Bibieni. Every district has seen its good share of illegal mining. So have the rivers here. The Pra and Cobra, Butri, Bonsa, and other tributaries have all been polluted by the illegal miners. In these areas, Galamsey helps the local economy to survive. When livelihoods are affected, obeying a ban like this becomes very difficult. Many of the miners are still digging their way out of poverty in spite of the ban.
Little improvement has been seen in the quality of the Pra River. It has still maintained its brownish status, and the people here are lamenting about the damage Galamsey has caused to once a source of potable water.
The Galamsey people destroy the water and you can't use it to do anything because there is the Galamsey people, they use some other chemicals to do the Galamsey, so you can't use it.
Have you been bathing in this Butri River?
Please, yes.
For how long?
Many longs. The Galamsey people pollute the water and the water becomes deadly.
So the water bodies are clearing up, you would say?
It has been spoiled for a long time. Now we cannot even fetch water to drink based on this Galamsey issue. we cannot fish. Formerly, we used to fetch this water when we are going to farm. But now, because of that, we cannot even fetch water unless you buy sachet water before you can drink.
There is also River Bonsa, which passes through Bonsaso 1 and 2 at Drompim in the Taquansuayim district of the Western region. Joseph Asante lives in a single-room self-contained along the edge of the river.
Right now, train line at Teku area.
The Bonsa River has been heavily polluted by activities of small-scale miners. In the past, we used the Bonsa River for our various domestic chores like cooking and washing our clothing.
River Cobra and other tributaries in the region have also had their fair share of the pollution. No one drinks from these rivers any longer.